Good evening, my fellow Knights of the Dubai Emarat chapter. Consul General for Dubai and the Northern Emirates and Chapter Advisor, Sir Paul Raymond Cortez, KCR, and his beautiful wife and supporter of all, Dr. Yasmin B. Cortez. In absentee, Regional Commander Sir Zain M. Thirlwall, KGCR. Present, Area Commander Sir Louis M. Bendanilo, KCR. Past Commander Sir Dr. Atala M. Habib, KCR, members of the PCG, family, guests, friends, and sponsor. Thank you for attending this annual event in remembrance of the greatest sacrifice given by the national hero. Thank you to our sponsor Mabuhay of Benelux FNL LLC for their quick and responsive attentiveness to the needs of the event, but also the inquisitiveness to look at forging a long-lasting relationship with the chapter and the community as a whole. As I had a long welcome speech, I'm going to wait and save my speech till the closing remarks and move forward with the address by the Honorable Sir Paul Raymond Cortez, KCR.
Let us bow our head for the invocation. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for your abounding graces. We invoke your presence in this gathering today and pray you to imbue us with your love and guide us to express that love in terms of faithful concern for our fellow men. We thank you for the memory of Dr. Jose Rizal, who has been inspiring us to serve our country unselfishly. We thank you for the wealth of wisdom he has left for us to cherish and to propagate. I grant us the courage and the strength to live up to his ideals and to persevere when the road is dark and thorny and seemingly endless. Teach us, O Lord, that life is not a race for wealth and power, but a career for noble living. Not unto us, but unto you, O God, be all glory and praise, now and forever. Amen. Rizalian Oath. I do solemnly promise upon my words of honor that I seriously study the teachings of Rizal and endeavor to put them into practice, always keeping in mind the order motto, non omnis moriar, not everything in me will die. I shall work for perfect union among the members of the community. I shall do no wrong and shall protect and defend my fellow men against all violence and injustice. I shall endeavor, as far as possible, to extend assistance to my brother, knights and fellow men, to enhance their programs and promote their welfare, and I shall uphold Code of Ethics of the Knights of Rizal. Rizalis. A Rizalis loves his country and people, promotes international understanding among peoples and nations, venerates the memory of the nation's heroes by making their ideal his own and his children's, value honor as he values life, strives to do justice to all in his fellow men, find meaning and purpose in life, upholds freedom at all costs, maintains a tolerant and understanding attitude towards his fellow men, believes in the value of education, essential to the formations of the character of men, promotes social justice and general welfare, is industrious, self-reliant, persevering, and conscious of the plight of the less fortunate, is truthful and honest in thoughts, words, and in deeds. Pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag and to the country for which it stands, one nation, under God, invisible, with liberty and justice to all.
In the Philippine Consulate, the privilege of having you as we celebrate or commemorate, would be a better term, the 124th anniversary of the Martyrdom of Dr. Rizal. We began with a wreath laying from both the current Knights members and the forthcoming Knights members, who we will be dubbing in a few minutes. And rightly so, December 30th, almost the last day of the year, is almost always the last and perhaps one of the most significant events of any embassy or any consulate in commemoration of Rizal Day. Serendipitously, we have Mabuhay as our sponsor for this evening. Mabuhay, which means to live, long live. And here we are trying to make sure that we have the memory and the legacy of Rizal living in our hearts, living in the consciousness and perspective of the overseas Filipino. This is where we are. Almost often, I try to make people think and ruminate whether or not Rizal is still and should be an important facet of the 21st century Filipino. After all, for many of the millennial Filipinos, many of their heroes have become either sports figures, athletes, or Korean pop stars. Where, of course, we're not in the business of judging who they think they should be idolizing, but here at Knights of Rizal, and for us, we still believe that Rizal can continue and will remain playing a very important unifying role for the Filipino wherever they are. The theme for our celebration tonight is unity. And this is what we hope to achieve by coming up with new members who could help us come up with a more unifying perspective of who Rizal should be in the life of the 21st century overseas Filipino. And it may take quite some time before we can unravel exactly what sort of vision and mission we can muster. But we do hope that it doesn't end with us here at the consulate, but it will propagate and spread all the more so that we could reach more Filipinos, especially the youth, telling them and teaching them that Rizal and his works and his life will continue to play a unifying role for the country, something we sorely need in these times. So, congratulations again to the new KOR members. We do hope that through your membership, we are able to reach out all the more to more Filipinos and even other nationalities, as you could see, because we believe that Rizal does not just play a role among the Filipinos, but for the global migrant community. Think about how Rizal and what we should be doing and what plans and programs we could undertake to accomplish this endeavor. Thank you, congratulations, and have a
Good evening, my fellow knights. The Dubai Emarat Chapter, Consul General for Dubai, Northern Emirates, and Chapter Advisor Sir Paul Raymond Cortes, KCR, and his wonderful wife, Dr. Yasmin Cortes, in absence of Regional Commander Sir Zain M. Tirwal, KGCR Area Commander Sir Louis Bentanilio, KCR, family and guests, friends, sponsors, thank you for attending this annual event in remembrance of the great sacrifice given by the national hero. Nowadays it seems we only hear and talk about Dr. Jose P. Rizal because of the annual holiday commemoration, his death anniversary, or in the college subject of all Filipinos are required to take his memory. His legacy, his life is not only part of our everyday lives, Filipino and non-Filipino, but it is a reflection of what can be done individually and united as one for a cause greater than ourselves. So, on this day, let us recommit to refreshing the minds of the others and encouraging the spirit of Dr. Rizal's memory to be something for all to emulate in the best way possible, not by our words, but by our actions. Before I go, I let us think about the following. Did you know that apart from being a novelist, remember Dr. Rizal was also a linguist and an actor, a musician and a fencer? How can we instill such enthusiasm?
To our Consul General, Honorable Sir Paul Raymond Cortes, KCR, Dr. Yasmin, Sir James Bendanillo, Area Commander, KCR, Sir David John, our Chapter Commander, Dubai Chapter, my fellow knights, new knights, guests, friends, sponsors, and visitors, good evening. Tonight, as we commemorate the 124th death anniversary of our national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal, I commend my fellow Knights for celebrating the significance of this event. Dr. Jose Rizal died for our country, and with his death, many of us reflected not only as to why he died, but also how did he live. We cannot truly measure Dr. Jose Rizal's love for our country. His patriotism and heroism are incomparable. The lessons we learn from his books are being passed and from generations to generations. May today's commemoration inspire us to have a strong determination and dedicate ourselves to serve our country. Thank you.
Honorable Paul Raymond Cortez, Consul General for Dubai and the Northern Emirates. Regional Commander for Middle East and Africa Region, Sir Zane M. Turwal, KGCR. Area Commander Sir Louis James T. Bendanillo, KCR. Chapter Commander Sir John David SP, KCR. Past Chapter Commander Sir Atala Habib, KCR. Officials, members, and postulants of the Emarat Dubai Chapter. Special recognition to my dear virtual pal, Sir Cornel J. Wallace Jr., KR. Isang mapagpalayang oras sa ating lahat. Today, I was requested to deliver a message before the Emarat Dubai of the Knights of Rizal. When Sir Cornel and I were having a chat on the possibility to send in a recorded message, we seemed to be just having a casual chat with trial and error in recording here in the Philippines, then sending to him and viewing it fortunately. As we were successful then, here it is. I joined the Emarat Dubai chapter at the foot of the Rizal Monument here at the new Seven Wonders city of Vigan, at the Heritage Province of Ilocos Sur, here at the Republic of the Philippines. With the pandemic, everyone has been quarantined. However, with the digital transformation, we remarkably make all things possible, in meeting requirements particularly. At the stillness of the night, the whole global community was silently visited by COVID-19. We went immobile, restricted, and seemingly closed from the outside world. However, as resilient as we are expected to become, we are here sustaining our works to be of full operation, executing our lofty goals and objectives as mandated by Republic Act number 646. Before we proceed, allow me to show you a trailer for a movie that is trending over social media this year. Allow me to share with you my screen.
It's been a tough year.
There's just so much happening right now.
France and Germany,
Ecuador, India and Brazil, the US.
and England go back into lockdown.
A mass evacuation along Australia's southeastern coast.
A huge explosion in Beirut. Fears of a future war with Iran.
Flooding like never before.
Murder hornets.
Massive hurricanes.
Powerful earthquake.
Millions of locusts.
Wildfires and destruction.
The world is ending.
volunteers is creating thousands of masks.
Dozens of volunteers answered a call to help shovel for strangers.
A dad dedicated to helping everyone learn basic life lessons.
Penguins were allowed to the other side of their glass exhibit.
Using shower curtains to surprise loved ones with a hug curtain.
Over 1,000 people signing up to foster.
Students have created a viral sensation for what they did for a beloved professor.
Local man who tested positive, but now is on the road to recovery. The U.S. is on track to reach historic levels of overall voter turnout.
We did it, Joe. You're going to be the next president of the United States.
Why is there not a news show dedicated entirely to good news? Welcome back to SGN.
She's become the first person in the world to receive the vaccine against COVID-19.
There you have it. Did you enjoy the trailer? Or were you scared? Was it really a trailer? Or a year-end video? Yes, it is a synopsis of what we had experienced this 2020. The fact that it is not a movie is the scariest part. From Australia wildfire to Beirut explosion, locust, racism, and climatic calamities to the pandemic. Locally here in the Philippines, we had the Taal eruption and the deadly super typhoons causing destructive floods. However, we are Filipinos. Some are non-Filipinos. But we all stand from the ashes of our greatest Malay icon, Dr. Jose Rizal. We are survivors. As such, let us be the most responsible ancestors we can be to bring a better future for the next generations. This year, 2020, has been the most challenging year in our lifetime. Let it not flush us out through catastrophic adversities. Let us not allow challenges to engulf us. Let the flood subside to salvage the drowning mankind. Remembering the past, I now enter the unknown, crafted a heritage for the future generation. Truly, we have seen the past, a past that is and always will be in our recollection. This should be our behavior towards attempting to see the futures. As we say, forgotten past. However, let us not attach the adjective forgotten with past, because the past defines our present and guides us to the future. Now we enter the unknown, that is, the futures. The crafted heritage by our ancestors and these 2020 chronicles give us a safe path to proceed with the futures. I do not write for this generation. I am writing for other ages. If this could read me, then would burn my books, the work of my whole life. On the other hand, the generation which interprets these writings will be an educated generation. They will understand me and say, not all were asleep in the nighttime of our grandparents. Piloso Potasio, Kabanata 26, sa Bahay ng Pantas, Noli Me Tangere. This is our action today. Dream and realize. At the 124th Martyrdom Commemoration of Dr. Jose Rizal, we are guided with the theme, Jose Rizal, Inspirasyon sa Pagbangon at Paghilom ng Bayan. Yes, in our intent to proceed, let us be guided by Rizal to recover and heal our land. In doing so, we need to adapt your focal call for this event, unity. Even the Bible gives us an insight that amidst diversity, unity is the key. In the land of dreams, fantasies, and opportunities, you are diverse in composition. Together with the Consulate General of the Republic of the Philippines in Dubai and the Northern Emirates, headed by no less than our Sir Paul Raymond Cortez KCR, whom we had a great opportunity to have met during your 2018 Philippine Independence Day celebration in Dubai. Unity must be the core value towards fulfilling your function as the replica of Rizal within your hearts, in your works, and while you are in your adopted foreign land. As one resilient and illustrious fraternal organization, Knights of Rizal, let us grow into a mortal mirror to reflect only good deeds and acts, the unified brotherhood of men, regaining our strength in designing a future that is far superior from the remnants of the year 2020. Finally, we have known the futures. Similar with Piloso Potasio, let us unclip our wings, stand united, and realize the dreams we have for the future. Soon, the next generation will say, not all were asleep in the nighttime of our grandparents. Hindi naman pala lahat ay natutulog sa gabi ng aking mga ninuno. Thank you. Non omnis moriar.
Dear illustrious Knights of Rizal, ladies and gentlemen, in the United Arab Emirates, tonight in Dubai in particular, welcome to the 124th commemoration of the Martyrdom of Dr. Rizal. My name is Dr. Zain Martin Thirlwall, KGCR Regional Commander for the Middle East and Africa region. As most of you know, I'm based here in Saudi Arabia. Unfortunately, I did make a booking for today this morning, but due to the lockdown in this part of the Gulf, I'm not able to go out and not able to come back. However, I'm here with you in spirit and heart. Thank you all for your efforts in putting together today's event. First of all, I'd like to thank Her Excellency the Ambassador for her continued support to the Knights of Rizal in the UAE. Of course, I also like to send my deepest gratitude to none other than the Honorable Consul General, Sir Paul Cortez, who never fails to support us. But in addition, Sir Paul is also protecting us because we are able to use his offices for our meetings. Maraming salamat, Sir Paul, and thank you very much. Today we mark the 124th Martyrdom. Jose Rizal said that a life that is not consecrated to a great ideal is like a stone wasted in the fields, never to become part of an edifice. I believe that there is no greater statement than this of Rizal. Being a Knight of Rizal is not a birthright. It is an honor and a privilege. We have duties and we have obligations. Some of those duties relate to paying our yearly dues, which is a small amount, and attending meetings and preparing for events to spread the life, works and teachings of none other than Dr. Rizal. This is the first time that I've been able to make a video message with a bust outside of the Bahrain Embassy, the Philippine Embassy in UAE, or the Philippine Embassy in Riyadh. This is the compliments of a knight in Riyadh, Sir Rusty Sibok, who I appreciate too much. Fellow knights, new postulants, we are a member of an esteemed organization, civic, patriotic, non-partisan, non-sectarian, and non-profit. We have a supreme commander in Manila with his council and our council of elders for our guidance. I'd like to pay tribute to all of them for their guidance over these years. I'd like to also say, pay tribute and say a very big thank you to Sir Louis, our area commander for the UAE. I'm extremely proud of you, Sir Louis. You're doing a great job. And today I authorize you to officiate the dubbing on my behalf in Dubai. And I look forward to the pictures and the videos and all. Maraming salamat. As I said, we are an international organization. Dubai started off with a Philippine chapter commander, followed by an Arab Muslim, Sir Atala Habib. Very few I see as dedicated as Sir Atala, and I thank you for that, Sir Atala. Our incumbent chapter commander, Sir David, an Indian. I am a British, so we have Arabs, we have Indians, we have British, we have lots of Filipinos. Tonight we also will be dubbing one foreigner and 3 Filipinos. Welcome to the Knights of Rizal, sirs. Welcome to a life that is devoted to the ideals of Dr. Jose Rizal. I am sure and I am confident that your life will become much better after joining, because we do make people better. Following Rizal's tenets, his life, his teachings can only make you better. Rizal lived a difficult life, short but difficult, always using the pen and always getting himself into trouble. But he paid the ultimate sacrifice, and without complaint. Today, during 2020, we are suffering from the pandemic, our generation the first time for this, and it's terrible. We have lost some of our knights around the world. Here in the Middle East, we have had our knights sick, recovered. Many friends we've lost. I myself lost my mother in the UK, got COVID in hospital, 2 weeks later died. Those who suffer and die from the pandemic sadly have a miserable ending, because no family can be around them. And that is so sad. But we as survivors have to keep on surviving. I thank the frontliners too much. And it's very hard to say who is a frontliner, because we have everybody from hospital staff to firemen to policemen to city workers and so on and so on and so on. And even us as contractors, we have to continue work and going out to different companies and so on. So at the end of the day, we are really all frontliners. We're all subject to this pandemic. But sticking together, trying our best to survive, that is the main objective. I pay tribute to Rizal today, and I congratulate him on a short life, but a very meaningful life. And I hope that myself and all of you, that one day we can say that we have emulated Dr. Jose Rizal. On behalf of the Knights of Rizal, whom I represent in the Middle East and Africa region, congratulations for spending time tonight. Thank you very much. To the new postulants, welcome to the Knights of Rizal. To all of our illustrious knights there, stay safe. God bless. Non omnis moria. Not everything in me will die. God bless you all.
Acting as the Supreme Vice Commander. Our ceremonial officer is Sir Colonel Wallace Kiar, who will be acting as the Supreme Supreme Counselor. With our and Chapter Commander, Sir David Chan Kiar, will be acting as the Supreme Pursuant. And our current chapter commander, chapter executor, Sir Dantes de Lesu Kiar, will be acting as the presiding officer of the Prefectural Tribunal. Ladies and gentlemen, we observe, aside from our social distancing and health protocols, to take the ceremony also slowly. I hereby declare this session open for business. The Knights of Rizal are gathered here to confer the honors of knighthood to an illustrious candidate who are seeking admission to the order. By the action of the Supreme Council officers, this candidate has been submitted to rigid scrutiny and is sponsored by worthy members of the order. Will the Supreme Pursuant read the name of the candidate?
Sir Gabriel John D. Rimango, Sir Elvin J. Dinglasa, Sir Mike Ziegler, Sir Edwin Malaga.
I now command that the illustrious candidates be brought in. The Supreme Chancellor will please conduct the candidates to the ceremonial hall.
Most illustrious Supreme Commander, it is my pleasure and privilege to present the illustrious candidates before you and await your pleasure to proceed with the ceremony and ritual attendant to his admission to the Knights of Rizal.
With left knee. During the ceremony, the congregation is requested to remain standing. So may I ask all our sponsors, family members, our diplomatic corps to please stand on this side to witness the ceremonial body, and all our brothers and sisters on the front side. May I ask Sir Condenpo to be with me here on the stage. bylaws of the order, I dub you Knights of Rizal. Arise, sir. Sir Gabriel. Supposedly we'll have the handshake and the fraternal welcome, but we have to not exercise this at this time. May the Chancellor lead and lead. Left knee down. Keep. Okay. Keep the right hand on top of the left hand.
By the virtue of the authority vested upon me by the Constitution and the bylaws of the order, I dub you Knights of Rizal. Arise, Sir Alvin J.
By virtue of the authority vested upon me by the Constitution and bylaws of the order, I dub you Knights of Rizal. Arise, Sir Mike.
By virtue of the authority vested upon me by your Constitution and its bylaws of this order, I dub you Knights of Rizal. Arise, Sir Erwin.
The sponsor. Okay, they will be going together.
All together?
Yeah.
Okay. Come on up. We'll do this slightly different.
No, not yet. Upon calling your name to come forward.
Upon calling, okay. Still gonna come. Okay. Sorry. Sir Aldrin J. B. Inglaza.
And then please assist for this lady sponsor. Give the PR now.
Sir Mike Ziegler.
You can stand down next to your sponsor or our lady.
Sir Erwin D. Malbon.
Okay, you can finish now. Sir Erwin. Here on the side. To the left, yes.
Saan yung partner mo?
Sir Paul Raymond Cortez, and to Madam Yasmin, to our area commander, Mr. Louis, to our commander, Mr. John, Sir John David, to our future, to the one who invited me. I'm really thankful for inviting me, and thank you for giving us this opportunity, because right now I would like to share the values and skills of Dr. Rizal. Because right now our models are TikTokers, Koreans, And our young, as Dr. Was saying, the future of the Philippines, the future of the world is on the young people. And I would like to follow his legacy. And I would like to show that education is the best thing that we can do to promote these values. It's like Dr. Rizal was saying, pen is mightier than the sword. And a while ago, I can share a little story. A while ago, when I was walking the darkness, what struck me the most is that those people who killed Rizal, it's not the Spaniards. Who took his life? It's the Filipino people. That's what's saddening. That's what's so saddening about. So right now, I would like to change this legacy of the old Filipinos, because before we were really fighting with each other, and the theme for this event is unity. I would like to show the youth, the young, the future of our generation, that in our generation, that we can help each other to conquer the freedom, not only with other nationalities, but freedom of lack of education, freedom of lack of money, but freedom from everything. So thank you, and thank you very much.
Next, Sir Aldrin J. B. Inglas. Please come on up, sir.
Thank you. Good evening, Honorable Sir Paul Cortez, Ma'am Yasmin, Sir Louis, Sir David, and Sir CJ. Thanks for this opportunity, and to all Sir Knights. Thank you so much for the opportunity given to us, especially me. As I guess I was invited, I was invited by WTC, but he was not here. It is very fortunate for me to be part in this order. And I just remember when I was in college, I had a subject in Rizal. So I was reminiscing the two novels, No Limitang Here and El Filibustrismo. No Limitang Here in English, Touch Me Not. By all means, I remember that this was taken by the Bible of John 20 verse 17. So it says, touch me not, for I am not yet with my Father. So that was the scripture saying on this, the title of this book. So it was taken from the Bible. I was inspired, I am now inspired of doing things, what was, Rizal's legacy. So from my side, I will continue to uphold, help, and be patriotic in my own way. And together with you, with the order, of course, I need an assistance from time to time for me to be able to mold as a better person and to become a better patriot in the Philippines. Thank you.
Sir Mike Ziegler, the man with no middle name.
Good evening, everybody. Kunjan and Madame Yasmin and all my now fellow brothers, knights. Especially for me as a non-Filipino, as a foreigner, it is a great honor to become a member of this prestigious club. Although the Germans already had always some encounters with Rizal. I mean, we discussed it a little bit earlier about that the first edition of the Nolemi was printed in Germany, and there's this correspondence with his writing fellow, and yeah. Although he was maybe Austrian, not German, that's also not really clear. But it goes much earlier. It goes much earlier. There was another German fellow. His name was Jaguar, Fedor Jaguar, and I think this is not so much known. He traveled the Philippines as a scientist, collecting artifacts for a museum in Germany, and he was kind of the first blogger. Nowadays we would say travel blogger. So he wrote a book about his travels in the Philippines, and Rizal in his second year in Anteneo read this book. And the book was very critical. If you read it, I read the book myself also. It was very critical about all the defects of the Spaniards in Philippines at that time. And he, as a foreigner, he was free to give these expressions. And he was also predicting that the colonialization of the Philippines by the Spaniards will come to an end. And this impressed Rizal very much, and maybe this was the thing which sparkled his all future travels and view. And I mean, if you read his novel, there a lot of things are shown there again. So I think we Germans have some link to Rizal and to the Filipino history also. And I see it as my privilege to, in our days, to continue the same spirit, in the same brotherhood, and the same multinational, international, different races, different everything, all together as one family, as one brotherhood. And I'm very grateful that I am allowed to be part of this. Thank you very much.
It's okay. It was wonderful. Wunderbar. Sir Erwin Manabo. Congratulations, sir.
To our Honorable Panjan Paul Raymond Cortez, to Ma'am Yasmin, to our area commander, Sir Louis, to our chapter commander, Sir John, Sir CJ. It is my pleasure. I mean, it's an opportunity for me to be a part of this order, and I'm very glad that we graduated in this one, because when I was a child, I was like, I was curious about the life of Dr. Jose Rizal. We all know that present day, we all know that the children, the teenagers, the children nowadays, they are now into different styles, like, they're into TikToks or whatever. So, as the saying goes, like, yung kabataan ay pag-asa ng bayan. So I cannot see in them that these children nowadays, they forgot this, this saying. So it's my privilege to be a part of this, so that I can help others. I can help the children to learn and to learn the teachings and works of Jose Rizal. So I was very, very, very proud when I was invited by Sir Wendell Castro, when he told me that invited me to be a part of this order. So, and I would like to thank everybody, to my fellow Knights, for giving us this opportunity to be part of Knights of Rizal. Thank you.
Of today's commemoration, but this is to also expose ourselves to the darkness that Dr. Rizal found himself in once he was officially martyred.
Good evening to everyone, to our Excellency Sir Paul Raymond Cortez,
and Dr. Yasmin, and to all the members and officers of Rizal Knights. So thank you for giving us the opportunity to join you in this celebration. So I'm just representing Mabuhay, Benelux Freight and Logistics. So I just want to say thank you for giving us a chance. Thank you very much.
That I wanted to give today. And I decided not to. Because my words alone cannot speak for the legacy of Dr. Rizal. But I will say four things before I tell you or speak upon you the words of Dr. Rizal and what he thought when it came to unity in the Filipino people. First, I would like to speak upon love. We love our families, we love our countries, we love our freedoms, no matter how big or how small. Keep that love alive. Hope. We always hope for a better future for ourselves, our family and friends, our fellow countrymen, whomever they may be, and those around us. Let's keep that hope alive. Trust. Trust is very difficult to gain and easy to lose. This goes for individuals, this goes for couples, this goes for countries. Let's establish further trust within our community, build upon that, and make it grow. And lastly, passion. Passion can be felt by everyone, is felt by everyone, is felt for our country, our family, and our friends. But most of all, speaking as a non-Filipino, my passion for the remembrance of Dr. Rizal may not be parallel to many others, but it's parallel to myself. Dr. Rizal, on 31 December 1891 in Madrid, Spain, gave a speech at Cafe Habanera. And his speech was about unity and solidarity. I will say a quote first before reading some excerpts from the speech, because the speech is quite long, even the excerpt itself. Dr. Rizal. We therefore profess, gentlemen, once again, unity and solidarity amongst us. The good and welfare of our country is our motive. Let us prove to the whole world that when a Filipino wills something, he can always do it. No truer words were spoken. Speaking of the youth, Dr. Rizal said in his speech, during those rather ungrateful days, the feeling for our country has never abandoned us. If the mutual zeal for individual independence and the natural pride of each, and everyone seemed to be proud, the invocation of the word country has revived it and has presented itself powerful and ready, as if the genie of Oriental face. Furthermore, he said, on freedom. I understand, gentlemen, that in this situation, the individual freedom suffers in its prerogatives, but destiny wills it that way. The molecules of the more solid and compact body are the most compressed, and the most powerful army is the most disciplined. Ending this excerpt of excerpts, Rizal said in his speech,
We therefore profess, gentlemen, once again, unity and solidarity amongst us. The good and welfare of our country is our motive. Let us prove to the whole world that when a Filipino wills something, he can do it. I always tell everybody, I know I'm not Filipino by nationality, but I'm Filipino at heart. That is not a gimmick. I honestly feel that way. And I do feel that when the Filipino wills something, the Filipino can and shall do it. So I ask you, my fellow knights, I ask you, the supporters of our fellow knights, let us will ourselves as Filipinos and non-Filipinos to make things better. Thank you very much, and this concludes today's service.